Okay, so the play that we're doing is sharing is very important, and let's introduce ourselves. So let's start with Peter.
I'm Justin.
I'm Travis.
I'm Scott.
I'm Samantha and Mom.
I'm the narrator.
So we are going to start our play. Now, narrators, please slide over here. And please slide over here. We're narrators. And you work on the treehouse. Okay, we're good. Yeah, let's go. Start the play.
Have you ever had a little brother or sister turn into a nosy tattletale? Scott and Travis did. Their little sister Samantha turned 5 and thought she was the boss of everything. But one day, they decided they were glad to have her around. That day, little Samantha saved Travis's life. Our story begins in the Hunter family's backyard. Scott is 13, Travis is 10, and Samantha is 5. As usual, Scott and Travis are trying to accomplish something, and Samantha is in their way.
Travis, hand me that rope. I want to tie knots in it. We can climb up and to get into our tree fort. If we cut it into 2 pieces, we can use half for the front door and half for the back door. We have 11 feet of rope. How long does each piece need to be?
That's easy. 11 divided by 2. 5 remainder of 1. Each piece needs to be 5 remainder of 1 long.
I'm telling Mom, you're not sharing.
Not sharing? What are you talking about?
Just ignore her. You said what about the rope?
Each piece needs to be 5 remainder of 1 feet long.
Samantha didn't want to be ignored, so she went to her mother for help. Soon, Mom came into the backyard.
Boys, Samantha says you aren't sharing. Don't you know that you need to share whenever you can? Sharing is very important.
With that bit of advice, Mom went back into the house, and Travis and Scott went back to work.
Scott, something Mom just said made sense. We can actually share this remainder. Each piece of rope can be 5.5 feet long. Thanks, Samantha. You actually helped us with this treehouse.
Within a few days, the treehouse was finished, and it was time to have a sleepover in it. Scott and Travis decided there were 4 sleeping bags, so each of them invited a best friend. As soon as it was dark, they climbed the roof and settled in. Of course, no one really sleeps at a sleepover, right? Within minutes, each boy's sleeping bag heaped a pile of treasure. Whole bags of candy, stacks of baseball cards for trading, and Game Boys and iPods for later when the talking wore thin.
Justin, are you ready to share your airheads? I want a blue one.
There are 17 in the bag, and we have 4 kids. How many does each of us get?
Oh, I'm good at division. 17 divided by 4. 4 remainder of 1. Each kid gets 4 remainder of 1 airheads.
At just that moment, Samantha's head popped up into the entrance of the tree fort.
Hey guys, you forgot to invite me, and you're not sharing. Don't you know sharing is very important?
Travis, you're right about Samantha. Sometimes she says just the right thing. We can share the remainder. Each kid gets 4 airheads, and we can divide the last one into 4 pieces. We'll each get 4 and 1/4 airheads.
I'm okay about airheads, but what I'm really eyeing is Hector's Reese's peanut butter cups. Hector, how many Reese's do you have?
There are 10 in the bag, and I know that 10 divided by 4 equals 2 remainder 2. So we each get...
If you don't start sharing, I'm telling Mom again.
Okay, we'll share the remainder. 10 divided by 4. 2 remainder of 2. But if we share the remainder, we'll get 2.5 Reese's.
Now, Samantha, get lost. This is a boy treehouse.
The treehouse was a big hit. For most of the summer, Scott and Travis had a sleepover in it at least once a week. By mid-August, Scott's friend Justin had another big idea.
Hey guys, let's go on a camp out at Slick Rock Mountain.
What's a survival camp out?
It's just when each of us go our own way and we have to stay on one all night without a tent or anything. Great idea, isn't it?
Is it safe?
Sure, we don't have to go very far from each other. Just far enough to not see each other. We'll stay at the old mine camp.
The boys got permission from their parents and decided to meet at exactly 1 week with all their camping gear. They would get ready in Scott and Travis's backyard. It was still hot at 7 p.m. when the boys gathered for their campout. The mine camp was just a couple of miles from Scott and Travis's house, so they decided to hike. Hike and then separate at bedtime. They piled their stuff on the concrete patio just to be sure they had everything.
Does everybody have a flashlight?
Yeah!
What about mosquito repellent?
Yeah!
What about matches?
Oh, what? I don't.
Neither do I.
I don't either. Scott, do you? Yeah. I have a few books. Do you guys want some?
Yeah!
Oh, yeah. Okay, I have 5 books with 4 boys to each get.
I know! 5 divided by 4. 1 remainder of 1. We each get 1 remainder of 1 books of matches.
All of a sudden, Samantha appeared around the corner of the house.
Hey, are you guys sharing yet? If you don't share, I'm telling Mom. Sharing is very important.
Can we share this remainder? I guess so. We'll split open the book and each take 5 matches. How's that for sharing?
Travis, Scott, Justin, and Hector took off for the old mine camp. They cooked a fine dinner over a large campfire and sat late into the evening roasting marshmallows and counting the constellations. Travis absent-mindedly threw his book of matches into the fire and watched it flare up, then disappear. Then it was time to find a solitary place to camp. The boys decided to each take 100 steps in a different direction, so they wouldn't be too far away. Travis chose to walk 100 steps up the side of Slick Rock Mountain, hoping to find a sheltered niche against a fir tree.
This is a good spot. I'll sleep here.
And so he fell asleep with his sweatshirt for a pillow and fir branches for a blanket. He slept soundly all night, but when he woke up, he wasn't sure at all where he was. Everything looked different by daylight. He tried calling his brother and friends, but no one answered. Knowing the rules of survival, he didn't hike away. Instead, he waited in the same spot for somebody to find him.
I'll stay right here. I know my family will come looking soon.
The day passed without finding anyone finding Travis. As the night came, it looked like it would snow. Suddenly, Travis was afraid he was in real trouble.
I wish I hadn't thrown all my matches in the fire. I could really use a single fire about now. I bet if I built a fire, my family would find me soon. And I would stay warm, too.
Travis reached his hand deep into his left front pocket, wishing he had that book of matches. Almost unbelievingly, his hand found the 5 remainder matches that Samantha had insisted they share.
Hey, I have 5 matches. This is important. It is important to share a remainder. I can build a fire with these, and my family will rescue me.
It didn't take long for Travis to build a roaring fire, with smoke and flames leaping high into the sky. It didn't take much longer for Travis's family to find him, high on Charlotte Mountain, and bring him home. They had been searching all day, but they had been on the opposite side of the mine camp. Travis was very happy to be home. He survived all right because of Samantha's insistence that they share the remainder.
Thanks, Samantha.
Sharing is very important.
Woo!
Woo!